Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do the actual filing. I'm using the Secretary of State side of Ohio because I'm from Ohio, and you can do your state. I'm going to explain what everything is so that way you can do it according to your state. It's pretty much the same. It's not hard at all. One thing to keep in mind is when you set up this account, you go to your Secretary of State site, look for the business portal, sign up, and then you're going to use an address, which should be your business address, because this is what's going to be public on your LLC form. So what I did was I got a UPS box, and I used that instead of a PO box. In some states, you can use a PO box. In Ohio, you can use it. It's like 2 or 3 states, but most states you have to have a regular address. It has to be a business that's open on regular hours. I used a UPS box, and it worked. But when I went to go open a business bank account, they were giving me trouble because it was coming up as a UPS box and not a commercial address. So what I had to do was go rent an office locally, and I pay $1 per square foot. So I pay $110 a month for an office, and that's where I have my business address. It's my business address. I use it for my business accounts. That's where I get mail, and it's just a regular office with a conference room, a desk, couple desks, and I don't use it because I have my office at home. But when I hire somebody, I'm just going to put them in there. So if I were you, look for an office close by. You can get them as low as $1 a square foot. You can get them for $2 a square foot. You can find an office for $150 a month. It's a good investment because this is your business. You should treat your business as a business, and you can write off the expenses. So if you want to use your home, you can use your home, a home-based business. The drawback with that is that this goes public, and you don't want nobody showing up to your house thinking it's your business. So it's up to you, but don't use a PO box and don't use a UPS box, because then you're not going to be able to open a bank account. And if you can't open a business bank account, you can't collect payment. So what you do is you go to your Secretary of State site, sign up for an account, use the address, your business address you're going to use, and then you're going to go, it's called the business portal for whatever Secretary of State site, and find something similar to this that says file a new business or register a name. All right, so now you're going to get here, you're going to go to the drop down menu, and you're going to go to limited liability company, and then it's going to show you the fee. The fee for Ohio is $99. That can vary. That can be $50 in some states, $200 in some states, $100, $125. So once you file in your state, you'll know how much it is. So we're going to do limited liability company. Okay, then you can scroll down, and this is a processing fee. This is how long it's going to take for them to process this. This is like a rush delivery. I don't use it. I filed years ago, and it took like 5 days to get my LLC. And then I filed 2 months ago, and it only took 1 business day for me to get the LLC. And a couple days ago, I opened up another business, and I filed, I think about 12:50, 12:45 at night. And before I got up in the morning, my LLC was already done. It was already in my email. So it can be as fast as the same day. It could be a few days, or it can be a week. I don't know. It depends how busy they are, and it varies by state. So I don't use this at all. It's $100 for 2 days, $200 for 1 day, $300 for 4 hours. I got mine. The last one I filed, I got it within hours, and I didn't pay anything. So I don't do that. So you're gonna go limited liability company, no processing fee. That's what I do. Now the next step is the name that you're gonna want. So if you watch the first video, you see we already looked for the domain. We checked the copyright office, and we checked the LLC, and everything was fine. So I think the name we looked up was Black River Express, and that was for a trucking company, and the name we came up with. So we know it's available. So when you do your LLC, make sure you pick up the domain, because you're going to need it for your website. You're going to need it for a professional email. And if you don't do it and somebody else finds out, which they usually do because they scrape these sites, it's only costs like about $9 or $10 a year, and they're going to buy it, and then they're going to try to sell it to you for thousands. So once you do your LLC, get the .com right away. If not, you're going to regret it. So this is where we're going to go. We already know it's good because we did the research in the first video, and it says no records found. So that means we can use it. Next, begin filing. All right, so here's where you're going to put the name of the company. In this example, we're going to use Black River Express LLC. That's going to be the name of the box truck company. The effective date. Now, if you want this to take an effect maybe 90 days from now, that's what you would put here, the date. I leave it empty because when you leave it empty, it will go effective the minute they approve it. So right now it's September 3rd, 2021. If they approve it on this day, the effective date is automatically going to default to that day. So it's going to be 9/3/21. So you don't have to do this. This will automatically go in effect the minute they approve it. Now, period of existence. This is how long you plan on having it open. Some people might want a year and have it, automatically killed off. I leave this empty, and when you leave it empty, it defaults to perpetual. So it's always going to be open, and to close it, you're going to have to file a form in the same site that you want to, kill off the LLC. So no effective date. It'll go. I leave this empty. It'll go effective the day that it's approved. Period of existence. I leave it empty. It'll be perpetual until I close it. The next one is the purpose. For profit, obviously profit. Non-profit is for charities like Make-A-Wish, Hunger for Kids, and that's a non-profit. We're doing it for profit to make sure it's clicked. The purpose clause is what it's for, the category. Let's say this example is for a box truck company, so you would say it's a trucking company. But if you do that, you can only use it for trucking company. If you're doing a retail store, you say retail store, you can only use it for a retail store. So what I do, and what most people do, is leave it blank. And if you leave it blank, it's going to default to general purpose. Okay. So general purpose, what that is, it's going to, you can use it, excuse me, you can use it for anything. Okay. So let's say you do your box truck company and it doesn't work out, and you decide to open a cab company instead with the same LLC. You can do that because it's a general purpose. You can use it for anything. But if I put trucking company and decide it doesn't work this time, and then I do a cab company, I have to file a new LLC. So what I do is I leave it empty, and it automatically defaults to general purpose, which you can use it for anything. And for profit, don't forget, let me recap. Effective date, I leave it empty. It'll default to the day it's approved. I leave perpetual of existence empty. Period of existence, and it'll be perpetual. For profit, I leave this empty, and it'll default to general purpose. And continue. All right, this is the statutory agent. A statutory agent is somebody that can accept mail on your behalf. So let's say you're getting sued. They need somewhere for somebody to accept those papers for you. It can be a friend, it could be a family member, it can be, a business, and they have statutory agents that you can pay online. They're like $70, $100, sometimes even $150 a year. And what they do is they accept your mail on your behalf. If you want to go that route, I'll look for one and I'll put it in the link. But, for me, my wife is my statutory agent, and the address I use is the office that I rented. So this is going to be public information. So you got to have one of these. Look up your states. They'll tell you who is an agent and who is available. In Ohio, we can have anybody. It could be a family member or a friend that can accept mail. And then the place, they have to be open from 9 to 5. It can't be, just any old made up address. It has to be somebody that can accept mail on your behalf. So for this one, we're going to say Joe Neckbone is my statutory agent. His address is 123 Bone Street, and that is Cleveland, Ohio. Zip code 44109. All right, this is important. Make sure that it's a real person and that they're able to accept mail. And remember, this is public on your LLC. Anybody can get this address because it's going to be public information. So what I did, I rented an office for my business, and that's what I used. I used my wife's name, and then I use my business address. So if I ever get mail, they can go there. It's always open, and that's what it is. And here you're going to put the name of the statutory agent, confirming that they are allowing you, that they are going to be your statutory agent. You have to have one. You can't do an LLC without a statutory agent. And click next. Excuse me. All right, here is if you need to add attachments. Most likely, let's say you have an LLC that's close to one that's already gone live. You have to get permission from that person to open your LLC. Ours is nowhere close. Ours is unique, so we don't need to do that. We put no attachment needed and continue. And this is important right here. This is who's going to be in charge of the LLC. We're doing a single member. So, if it's a business filing on your behalf, like LegalZoom, you can have them do it, but they're going to charge you a lot of money just to do it for something that you can do free, and you still have to pay the state fee. So here I'm doing it myself. We're going to put Joe Thomas. Of course, that's not my name. My name is Alex. But this is where you sign your name because you're going to be the 100% owner of this LLC. And you're going to go with save and continue. And here's a recap. The name of the LLC, Black River Express LLC. This is an example. You can file it if you want, if it's there, I'd say pick your own. Effective date is empty because it's going to go effective the day they approve it. Period of existence, I left it empty. It's going to default to perpetual. It's always going to stay open. For profit, of course. Purpose clause, I left it empty. It's going to default to general purpose, so you can use it for anything. If you put trucking here, then you got to use it for trucking. So I leave it open just in case, I want to use it for something else later, and then you can do that. That's what general purpose. Your statutory agent. My statutory agent is named Joe Neckbone. He lives on Bone Street in Cleveland, Ohio. So make sure this is a real person and a real address. Make sure all of it's real. All of it has to be real. And then this is my signature, Joe Thomas, authorizing, and this is the name it's going to be under. So you go to preview document. These are what your LLC is going to look like. And this is what you're going to, when they send it to you, you're going to download this stuff, type out. What I do is I make a few copies. I keep some in file. I take them to the bank. You're going to need this when you go when you open up bank accounts for your business. You take this with you. This is going to be the name of the liability. Here is going to say for profit. Your statutory agent right here is going to be right here. That's going to be their information. And then when you scroll down, the owner is going to be right here, which is going to be you. And that's going to tell the banks or the other businesses that this is your LLC. So this is a questionnaire. I'm going to cancel this. I don't need this. And then next you're going to press verify. Once the information is correct, press verify for checkout, and then you're ready to go. Now you go here, you're going to see all your, everything here. You're going to get a document ID, the entity number you'll get once they approve it. The $99 fee for Ohio is right here. Expedited fee, we don't need it because we get it pretty fast here in Ohio. And I verified it that the information was correct. You're going to click it, add to checkout, and that's it. You're going to check out. This is one example I was doing yesterday. So let me remove this from the cart. And you're going to go pay for the filings. You're going to go pay for filing. And here it goes. This is the checkout cart. Make sure it's secure. You don't want to put your information somewhere that's not secure. Put your credit card number or your billing number. Hit confirm and proceed. And then once you pay for the thing, depending on how busy it is, it can be a day, it could be 5 days, it could be 2 days, but it doesn't take very long. And then you'll get an email with that it's been approved. You'll get an entity number to go with it. And then you're good to go. You print them out, take them, use them for everything, for your lease, for your business accounts, and your business is ready to go. I'm going to finish this up here. And then what I'll do the next video is I'll make how to get your EIN, which is your business social security number. It's free. People charge like $100 to get it. You can get it in like 5 minutes for free. So the next video, I'm going to show you how to do that for your business. But this is how you do it. This is Ohio. It's the same way to do it everywhere. So, pause the video as you're doing it. And then once you do it, you see how easy it is. You'll open up a business in 5 minutes next time. All right. Thank you.